Hey everyone, welcome to Daydeal on Display, Daydeal.com's own YouTube channel regarding product previews, reviews, and demonstrations. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Trident Kraken case for the HTC Evo 4G. You are more than welcome to check this product out at its official website at any time, which is going to be located at www.tridentcase.com. Now we're really happy to see the Kraken finally released for the Evo 4G because we absolutely love the Cyclops case for the same phone. We're hoping that the Kraken impresses us just as much as the Cyclops did. Now for those of you who are curious, this is a heavy duty cover for the Evo 4G, so it's not a light duty case, meaning that it's not light at all. It is going to be rather on the big and bulky side. There are two other covers out there right now that are in the same, I guess you can say, marker or same level or grade as the Kraken. We're going to talk about that at the end of the video, so you have more options to choose from and more kind of things to think over. But right now we want to show the Trident Kraken first because it deserves the spotlight. We're going to talk about every little thing possible with the case on the Evo 4G itself. Now we've already dissected the package, I guess you can say, of the Kraken cover. Everything that is included is laid out in front of us right now, and we've already pre-installed it on our display version of the Evo 4G as well. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of this. Now we know this is not the live phone for obvious reasons. It's not moving, and it's a display unit after all, but we want to show you that the Kraken will look exactly the same on this version of the phone as it will on the live one as well. Now starting with the inserts that Trident includes, you do get a little installation manual, pretty self-explanatory stuff. If you've never ever used a Trident case or really any complicated case that has a lot of pieces to it, this will come in use. But for most of us, we should get it intuitively right out of the box. Now this is an unusual accessory from Trident themselves. Basically what it is that these are little stick-on protectors for the rear camera as well as the LED flash lenses on the Evo 4G. This is an optional accessory. There are some people out there that don't want anything on the camera or the lens blocking it because they think it affects picture quality, or and that's understandable. There are other people out there that want protection above all else, and they say that, you know what, I want to protect the lens and the LED flash from getting scratched up, because once it's scratched up it's going to be really expensive and hard to repair. So Trident decided to go and throw this in there and let people decide whether or not they want to go and add it on or not. So by default it's not on there, but you're more than welcome to go and stick it on if you think you need that protection, and that's always a very cool thing to have as an optional choice. Now these three pieces make up the bulk of the case itself, starting with this right here. It's the silicone skin layer. There are two dust covers on it, one on the bottom for the HDMI and USB port, one on the top for the 3.5mm audio jack. This always remained the same. In other words, this is always a black color, so if you order other colors of the Trident Kraken, this right here, the hardened polycarbonate frame, does switch out. And I want to mention the colors right now. The Kraken comes 6 in total: black, yellow, hot pink, green, red, and blue. Check them out at the official website, tridentcase.com, whenever possible, and our own website at Daydeal when we have all of them available. Now starting with the top piece of the hardened polycarbonate frame in the middle right here, there's a screen protector already built in, which is very nice for people who don't like to apply their own screen protectors. It can be very frustrating. It's a very thick screen protector. It's going to prevent a lot of scratches and stuff from harming the screen on the Evo 4G, but it does come with a small problem, is that there is a slight discoloration to it. If I actually go ahead and line this up with the white background, as you can see right there, as well as the very dark black of the case itself, the Kraken I should say, just go and look at the shade of it. It's slightly discolored, it has a slight yellow tint to it, as you can see right here, and this is just kind of the name of the game. This comes with all really thick pre-built screen protectors. OtterBox is not free of the same problem, for example, with their pre-built screen protectors. That's just because the quality of it just makes it so thick that light just kind of has a weird property to it as it passes through. There are some screen protectors out there that are equally as thick and crystal clear, but of course they are very expensive, and well, you're going to have to take it as it is on the Kraken. Now moving on to the rear frame itself, this makes up the bulk of the case. It's very thick on the sides as well as the bottom. This is really what's going to be protecting your phone, including the silicone skin layer. Nothing out of the ordinary. It does have an unusual design to it, but most of it's going to be covered up by the skin, so just going to keep that in mind. There is a thin filament that covers up the speaker port. That's actually not going to block sound. What that's supposed to do is increase the sound quality coming out of the Evo 4G. It's supposed to make things a little bit more muffled, less pops and cracks, for example. But in our personal opinion, it really acts better as a dust cover for the speaker port. And there you go. So with all of this combined, you put it on the phone, and this is how it looks like, the finished product on the Evo 4G. We're going to go and slide those pieces out of the way so that the camera zoom in properly on our display version of the phone. Now let's go and talk about the front screen area and the lip that is created from the Kraken. Remember, the screen protector is already built on there, very nice, up against the face of the phone, so registering touches should be a-okay. It's capacitive touch after all. This front lip is very, very thick, so you should have no reason to be afraid to rest your phone on its face for whatever reason, on purpose or on accident. It's going to be up and away from the surface, and remember, the screen protector is in place to go ahead and prevent anything else from touching the phone. More importantly, if you happen to drop your phone from a very high height or very severely, as long as the lip catches the surface first, you are going to be a-okay, because it is a very, very thick cover. Moving on to the top, you have a covering for the power button right there, or the sleep and wake button, where you would like to refer to it as, and it does cover for the 3.5mm audio jack, as well as on the bottom for the HDMI port, as well as the USB port. Now, this dust cover design is actually new. It doesn't use a male tip design that you would find in most old school dust covers out there. And this is a really welcome addition, or welcome redesign, I should say, because old school dust covers, they actually have these little male tips on them. You have to plug them into the female ports that they're protecting. And the problem with those dust covers is that it can be very stubborn sometimes to put them in. It can get stuck, or it just kind of gets dislodged, and you're kind of fiddling around with it to get it in place. And at the same time, when you had to remove it, it would be jammed in there so hard that you would keep picking at the dust cover until it finally got loose, and that took a lot of time. And sometimes people would end up damaging the dust covers or even ripping them out out of frustration. So this new design, it just actually puts the cover into the case itself. It doesn't actually plug into the female port, and it's very easy to use. So kudos to Trident for using this new redesign. Nothing much on this side. Moving on to this one, I should say there are coverings for the volume up and down button right there. I already showed you the bottom. There's a little opening for the microphone, of course. Moving on to the back, you have a nice large opening for the LED flash, as well as the camera lens itself. It is a little bit recessed because this is a thick cover after all, but it should be fine for most intents and purposes. The camera lens should be able to focus on everything out there, and a opening for the speaker holes, of course. Trident logo on the back for design purposes, and you have a nice large opening for the kickstand on the rear of the Evo 4G. You will notice that Trident made this side a little bit larger, so you can actually go and use any finger to pry it out. It makes it a little bit more comfortable for you and easier to use, which is very nice. And that is it for the Trident Kraken case for the HTC Evo 4G. So what are our criticisms about it, and how does it stack up to the competition? Well, minor criticisms, if we have anything to nitpick about this case, is the slight discoloration of the actual screen protector itself. Slight yellowish hue to it, but it's not the end of the world. And this case is a dust magnet, as you can see right there, thanks to the silicone skin cover. As long as you keep it clean, I should say, keep making up words here. As long as you keep it clean, it should be fine. You know, the lint shouldn't be that much of a problem. We think these are really small little issues with an overall great cover for the Evo 4G. We absolutely love it, just like we did the Cyclops. No surprises there. Now, the competitor cases for the phone are the Ballistic HC case, as well as the OtterBox Defender. The main differences between those cases and the Kraken is that the Kraken does not come with a belt clip holster, so please keep that in mind. You're just getting the case. There's no clip holster included with it. But at the same time, the Evo 4G is priced at $34.95 MSRP, while the other two covers we mentioned, the OtterBox Defender as well as the Ballistic HC, are priced at $49.99 MSRP. So you're actually saving a lot of money without getting that holster. So it really depends whether or not you need the holster. If you do, then the other two cases have an edge over the Kraken. If you don't, we think that the Kraken is just fine. It comes in 6 colors. It has minor problems with it, with lint and the screen protector discoloration, but other than that, it should stand toe-to-toe with those other two, and we think it's a very viable option for the Evo 4G. So you're really going to do yourself a disservice if you don't check this out for the phone, especially if you like heavy-duty cases. We absolutely love the Kraken, end of story. So check this out on its official website, www.tridentcase.com, and check it out on our own website, www.dadio.com, when we have all 6 colors available for you. And if you want to, check out the competitor cases just to give you a more informed buying decision should you not have any cover right now at all for the Evo 4G. Keep following us on our YouTube channel, Dadio on Display, for more product previews, reviews, and of course, demonstrations. Thanks so much for watching.